Join me as I dive into the world of horror and challenge myself to find the top movies that are actually worth your time. Horror movies often get a bad rep for being predictable and cliched, but there's so much more to the genre than just cheap thrills and jump scares. I mean, think about it. Some of the most iconic films of all time are horror movies that have managed to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties. The thing is, horror movies have been around for decades, and over the years, they've evolved to become so much more than just a way to scare audiences. Many horror films have started to push boundaries, exploring complex themes and ideas that resonate with viewers on a deeper level. Despite this, many people still overlook horror movies as a legitimate form of artistic expression. I think it's time to give the genre the recognition it deserves. Horror films are often seen as a way to pass the time, something to watch on a lazy Friday night with friends. The lights go down, the popcorn comes out, and we settle in for a predictable parade of jump scares and screaming teenagers. It's a familiar, almost comforting ritual. But what if I told you that some horror movies are actually more than just a fun night in? What if the genre you've dismissed as simple, schlocky entertainment is secretly one of cinema's most dynamic and expressive sandboxes? Beyond the surface-level shocks, there are films that are deeply thought-provoking, emotionally resonant, and even hauntingly beautiful in their own way. They don't just want to make you jump. They want to linger in your mind long after the credits roll. This persistent misconception that horror is purely for cheap thrills has created a significant blind spot in popular film discourse. It's a reputation born from decades of B-movies and slasher flicks, which, while fun, don't represent the genre's full potential. Because of this label, many truly exceptional movies have been overlooked, ignored by critics, or dismissed as mere entertainment rather than being recognized for their profound artistic value. They are relegated to a cultural ghetto, their complex themes and masterful craftsmanship unseen by those who refuse to look past the horror tag. At its best, the genre has always been a powerful tool for cultural diagnosis. Many horror movies have been able to tap into our collective psyche, exploring themes and ideas that are deeply relevant to our lives. They hold up a dark mirror to societal anxieties, from the fear of technological overreach to the dread of social collapse or the quiet terror of losing one's identity. They offer a unique perspective on the world, one that's often darker and more unsettling than what we experience in everyday life, allowing us to confront these fears from the safety of our seats. But it's not just about exploring dark themes. The true genius of modern horror lies in its ability to balance profound ideas with the primal thrill of being scared. The best horror movies have managed to walk the fine line between scaring audiences and making them think, creating an experience that is both viscerally captivating and intellectually stimulating. These films don't treat fear as the destination, but as the vehicle. They use it to grab our attention, to lower our defenses, and to make us receptive to the challenging questions they want to ask about grief, faith, family, and the very nature of our reality. Take, for example, the way masterful horror movies use suspense and tension to create a pervasive sense of unease. Instead of a loud noise, it's the unnerving silence that follows. It's the camera holding on a dark hallway for just a second too long, or the subtle off-key note in the score that tells you something is deeply wrong. This slow-burn dread can be just as effective as a jump scare, but it's often more rewarding for viewers because it requires our active participation. It forces us to lean in, to scan the frame, to engage with the film on a much deeper level. Of course, not all horror movies are created equal. For every masterpiece, there are a dozen films that are cheesy, over the top, and just plain silly. The genre is vast and varied, filled with both treasures and trash. But that's what makes the good ones stand out even more. They are the signal in the noise, the films that prove horror can be more than just a guilty pleasure. They demonstrate that when wielded by a true artist, fear can be a tool for creating legitimate, lasting works of art. So, what elevates a horror movie from a simple scarefest to something that truly stays with you? It's more than just jump scares or a high body count. The films that genuinely stand out are the ones that weave a compelling narrative, explore profound human themes, and use the mechanics of fear with artistic precision. Let's delve into some modern classics that masterfully achieve this. Take Robert Eggers' The Witch, for instance. This film is a masterclass in building atmospheric tension. It's a slow-burning descent into paranoia and religious hysteria, set in 17th century New England. What makes it so effective is its commitment to authenticity, the period-accurate dialogue, the natural lighting, and the oppressive, isolated setting. It doesn't just show you a monster, it makes you feel the crushing weight of superstition and fear from the inside out, questioning whether the evil is supernatural or born from the family's own fractured psyche. It's a perfect example of folk horror, where the landscape itself feels like a malevolent character. In a completely different but equally brilliant vein, we have Jordan Peele's Get Out. This film redefined what a modern horror movie could be by seamlessly blending sharp social commentary with genuine suspense. It uses the horror genre as a powerful lens to explore the insidious nature of liberal racism and the loss of identity. The scares aren't just about what's lurking in the dark, they're rooted in the terrifyingly real experience of being othered and controlled. The film is meticulously crafted, with every line of dialogue and visual cue layering into a growing sense of unease. It's a film that's not only scary and thought-provoking, but also darkly funny, proving that horror can be one of our most effective tools for cultural critique. Then there's Ari Aster's Hereditary, a film that is, at its core, a devastating family drama disguised as a supernatural horror movie. It's an unflinching look at the ways grief and trauma can fester and become monstrous, passed down through generations, like a cursed inheritance. The film's horror is deeply personal and psychological. It builds a sense of inescapable doom, where every strange occurrence feels connected to a dark, predetermined fate. Aster uses meticulous cinematography and shocking, unforgettable imagery to create a sustained feeling of dread that crawls under your skin and stays there long after the credits roll. It's a challenging watch, but its exploration of family secrets and inherited pain is what makes it so profoundly haunting. A Quiet Place demonstrates the power of a simple, high-concept premise executed to perfection. The film's genius lies in its use of sound design, or rather, the lack of it. By creating a world where the slightest noise can mean instant death, it makes the audience hyper-aware of every creak, footstep, and breath. This isn't just a gimmick. It's a fundamental storytelling tool that generates almost unbearable tension. The silence forces you to lean in, to become an active participant in the family's struggle for survival. It's a film that's both a nerve-shredding thriller and a surprisingly touching story about family and protection, making it a great example of how a unique constraint can unlock incredible creativity in horror. Similarly, exploring internal demons, The Babadook stands as a powerful piece of psychological horror. On the surface, it's about a single mother and her son being terrorized by a creature from a children's book. But the film is really a deeply moving and terrifying metaphor for unresolved grief, depression, and the darker side of motherhood. The Babadook itself is less a physical monster and more a manifestation of the mother's suppressed trauma and resentment. The film brilliantly blurs the line between the supernatural and the psychological, leaving you to wonder if the monster is real or a product of a fracturing mind. It's this ambiguity that makes it so haunting and thought-provoking, a standout that uses horror to explore mental illness with profound empathy. And finally, no list of standout horror would be complete without acknowledging a titan of the genre, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Decades after its release, it remains a benchmark for psychological horror. It's a film that weaponizes its setting, turning the cavernous, isolated Overlook Hotel into a character in its own right. A labyrinth of geometric carpets and ghostly apparitions that mirrors Jack Torrance's descent into madness. Kubrick's cold, precise direction creates a pervasive sense of unease that is almost hypnotic. It's a film that has been endlessly analyzed, its ambiguities and iconic imagery seared into our collective consciousness. It's more than just a scary movie, it's a work of art that continues to influence and terrify audiences today, proving that the most frightening horrors are often the ones we find within ourselves and the spaces we inhabit. For me, though, the standout movie of the list has to be The Exorcist. It's a film that's both terrifying and thought-provoking, exploring themes of faith, doubt, and the supernatural. The Exorcist is a film that's widely regarded as a classic, and for good reason. It's a masterclass in building tension and suspense, and its themes are just as relevant today as they were when the film was first released. The Exorcist resonates with audiences on a deeper level because it taps into our deepest fears: fear of the unknown, fear of loss of control, and fear of the supernatural. It's a film that's not just about scaring audiences, but about exploring complex themes and ideas. It's a film that's both entertaining and thought-provoking. In the end, horror movies are so much more than just a way to pass the time. At their best, they are a powerful lens through which we can explore incredibly complex themes and ideas. They act as a mirror, reflecting our deepest societal fears and anxieties back at us, allowing us to confront them from the safety of our couches. This unique genre gives us a controlled environment to experience a profound range of emotions, from heart-pounding terror to cathartic release, ultimately helping us understand a little more about the human condition and ourselves. So, if you're looking for horror movies that are genuinely worth your time, films that will stick with you long after the credits roll, I wholeheartedly recommend checking out the ones we've discussed. Don't just watch them for the scares, look for the artistry, the message, and the questions they pose. You might be surprised by the depth and substance you find waiting in the shadows. The films that truly last aren't just scary, they're also thought-provoking, emotionally resonant, and in their own haunting way, profoundly beautiful. They prove that horror can be as artful and meaningful as any other genre. Thank you so much for watching. The conversation doesn't have to end here. If you've got a favorite horror movie that you believe is truly worth watching, one that offers more than just cheap thrills, please be sure to let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking to expand my own watch list and discover new gems. Also, if you have any suggestions for future video essays or deep dives, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. Your ideas are a huge source of inspiration. And if you enjoyed this discussion and want to check out another video on my channel that's related to horror movies, you can click the link on your screen now. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. It really helps the channel grow.